Photograph a historic site, help Wikipedia, and win a prize. Participate in the world's largest photography competition this month. Learn more. Stream of consciousness. 40 languages. This article is about the literary device. For the pre-writing technique, see free writing. For other uses, see stream of consciousness, disambiguation. In literary criticism, stream of consciousness is a narrative mode or method that attempts to depict the multitudinous thoughts and feelings which pass through the mind of a narrator. 1. It is usually in the form of an interior monologue which is disjointed or has irregular punctuation. 2. The term was first used in 1855 and was first applied to a literary technique in 1918. While critics have pointed to various literary precursors, it was not until the 20th century that this technique was fully developed by modernist writers such as Marcel Proust, James Joyce, Dorothy Richardson and Virginia Woolf. Stream of consciousness narratives continue to be used in modern prose, and the term has been adopted to describe similar techniques in other art forms such as poetry, songwriting and film. Origin of term, edit. Alexander Bain used the term in 1855 in the first edition of The Senses and the Intellect, when he wrote, "The concurrence of sensations in one common stream of consciousness on the same cerebral highway enables those of different senses to be associated as readily as the sensations of the same sense." 3. But the term is commonly credited to William James, who used it in 1890 in his The Principles of Psychology. Consciousness, then, does not appear to itself as chopped up in bits. It is nothing joined, it flows. A river or a stream are the metaphors by which it is most naturally described. In talking of it hereafter, let's call it the stream of thought, consciousness, or subjective life. 4. The term was first applied in a literary context in The Egoist, April 1918, by May Sinclair, in relation to the early volumes of Dorothy Richardson's novel sequence Pilgrimage. Richardson, however, described the term as a lamentably ill-chosen metaphor. 5. 6. Definition, edit. See also, internal monologue. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Cover of James Joyce's Ulysses, first edition, 1922. Considered a prime example of stream of consciousness writing. Styles. Stream of consciousness is a literary method of representing the flow of a character's thoughts and sense impressions, usually in an unpunctuated or disjointed form of interior monologue. While many sources use the terms stream of consciousness and interior monologue as synonyms, the Oxford Dictionary of Literary Terms suggests that they can also be distinguished psychologically and literarily. In a psychological sense, stream of consciousness is the subject matter, while interior monologue is the technique for presenting it. And for literature, while an interior monologue always presents a character's thoughts directly, without the apparent intervention of a summarizing and selecting narrator, it does not necessarily mingle them with impressions and perceptions, nor does it necessarily violate the norms of grammar or logic, but the stream of consciousness technique also does one or both of these things. 2. Similarly, the Encyclopaedia Britannica Online, while agreeing that these terms are often used interchangeably, suggests that, while an interior monologue may Mirror all the half-thoughts, impressions, and associations that impinge upon the characters. Consciousness, it may also be restricted to an organized presentation of that character's rational thoughts. 7. In the following example of stream of consciousness from James Joyce's Ulysses, Molly seeks sleep. 1:15. What an unearthly hour, I suppose they're just getting up in China now. Combing out their pigtails for the day, well soon have the nuns ringing the Angelus Thave. Nobody coming in to spoil their sleep except an odd priest or two for his night office. The alarm clock next door at cock shout clattering the brains out of itself. Let me see if I can doze off. 1 2 3 4 5. What kind of flowers are those they invented like the stars the wallpaper in Lombard Street was much nicer. The apron he gave me was like that something, only I only wore it twice. Better lower this lamp and try again so that I can get up early. 8. Development, edit. Beginnings to 1900, edit. While the use of the narrative technique of stream of consciousness is usually associated with modernist novelists in the first part of the 20th century, several precursors have been. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Suggested, including Lawrence Stern's psychological novel Tristram Shandy, 1757. 9. Example needed. John Neal in his novel 76, 1823, also used an early form of this writing style, characterized by long sentences with multiple qualifiers and expressions of anxiety from the narrator. 10. Prior to the 19th century, associationist philosophers, like Thomas Hobbes and Bishop Berkeley, discussed the concept of the train of thought. It has also been suggested that Edgar Allan Poe's short story The Telltale Heart, 1843, foreshadows this literary technique in the 19th century. 11. Poe's story is a first-person narrative, told by an unnamed narrator who endeavors to convince the reader of his sanity while describing a murder he committed, and it is often read as a dramatic monologue. 12. George R. Clay notes that Leo Tolstoy, when the occasion requires it, applies modernist stream of consciousness technique in both War and Peace, 1869, and Anna Karenina, 1878. 13. The short story, An Occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge, 1890, by another American author, Ambrose Bierce, also abandons strict linear time to record the internal consciousness of the protagonist. 14. Because of his renunciation of chronology in favor of free association, Edouard Dujardin's Les Lauriers Sunt Coupés, 1887, is also an important precursor. Indeed, James Joyce picked up a copy of Dujardin's novel, in Paris in 1903 and acknowledged a certain borrowing from it. 15. Some point to Anton Chekhov's short stories and plays, 1881-1904, 16, and Knut Hamsun's Hunger, 1890, and Mysteries, 1892, as offering glimpses of the use of stream of consciousness as a narrative technique at the end of the 19th century. 17. While Hunger is widely seen as a classic of world literature and a groundbreaking modernist novel, Mysteries is also considered a pioneer work. It has been claimed that Hamsun was way ahead of his time with the use of stream of consciousness in 2 chapters in particular of this novel. 18. 19. British author Robert Fergusson said, "There's a lot of dreamlike aspects of Mysteries. In that book, it is 2 chapters, where he invents stream of consciousness writing, in the early 1890s. This was long before Dorothy Richardson, Virginia Woolf and James Joyce. 19. Henry James has also been suggested as a significant precursor, in a work as early as Portrait of a Lady, 1881. 20. It has been suggested that he influenced later stream of consciousness writers, including Virginia Woolf, who not only read some of his novels but also wrote essays about them. 21. However, it has also been argued that Arthur Schnitzler, 1862–1931, in his short story Lieutenant Gussel, None But the Brave, 1900, was the first to make full use of the stream of consciousness technique. 22. Early 20th century, edit. It was not until the 20th century that this technique was fully developed by modernists. Marcel Proust is often presented as an early example of a writer using the stream of consciousness. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Let us go then, you and I. When the evening is spread out against the sky, like a patient etherized upon a table. Let us go, through certain half-deserted streets. The muttering retreats of restless nights in one-night cheap hotels and sawdust restaurants with oyster shells. Streets that follow like a tedious argument of insidious intent to lead you to an overwhelming question. Oh, do not ask, what is it? Let us go and make our visit. In the room, the women come and go. Talking of Michelangelo. T.S. Eliot, The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. 1915. Technique in his novel sequence A la Recherche du Temps perdu, 1913–1927, In Search of Lost Time, but Robert Humphrey comments that Proust is concerned only with the reminiscent aspect of consciousness and that he was deliberately recapturing the past to communicate, hence he did not write a stream of consciousness novel. 23. Novelist John Cowper Powys also argues that Proust did not use stream of consciousness, while we are told what the hero thinks or what Swann thinks. We are told this rather by the author than either by the eye of the story or by Charles Swann. 24. Pointed Roofs, 1915, the first work in Richardson's series of 13 semi-autobiographical novels titled Pilgrimage, 25, is the first complete stream of consciousness novel published in English. However, in 1934, Richardson commented that Proust, James Joyce, Virginia Woolf, and Dr. were all using the new method, though very differently, simultaneously. 26. James Joyce was another pioneer in the use of stream of consciousness. Some hints of this technique are already present in A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man, 1916, along with interior monologue and references to a character's psychic reality rather than to his external surroundings. 27. Joyce began writing A Portrait in 1907 and it was first serialized in the English literary magazine The Egoist in 1914 and 1915. Earlier in 1906, Joyce, when working on Dubliners, considered adding another story featuring a Jewish advertising canvasser called Leopold Bloom under the title Ulysses. Although he did not pursue the idea further at the time, he eventually commenced work on a novel using both the title and basic premise in 1914. The writing was completed in October 1921. Serial publication of Ulysses in the magazine The Little Review began In March 1918, Ulysses was finally published in 1922. While Ulysses represents a major example of the use of stream of consciousness, Joyce also uses authorial description and free indirect style to register Bloom's inner thoughts. Furthermore, the novel does not focus solely on interior experiences. Bloom is constantly shown from all round, from inside as well as out, from a variety of points of view which range from the objective to the subjective. 28. In his final work Finnegan's Wake, 1939, Joyce's method of stream of consciousness, literary allusions and free dream associations was pushed to the limit, abandoning all conventions of plot and character construction. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. And the book is written in a peculiar and obscure English, based mainly on complex multilevel puns. Another early example is the use of interior monologue by T.S. Eliot in his poem The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock, 1915, a dramatic monologue of an urban man, stricken with feelings of isolation and an incapability for decisive action. 29, a work probably influenced by the narrative poetry of Robert Browning, including Soliloquy of the Spanish Cloister. 30. 1923 to 2000, edit. Prominent uses in the years that followed the publication of James Joyce's Ulysses include Italo Svevo, La Coscienza di Zeno, 1923, 31, Virginia Woolf in Mrs. Dalloway, 1925, and To the Lighthouse, 1927, and William Faulkner in The Sound and the Fury, 1929. 32, however, Randall Stevenson suggests that interior monologue, rather than stream of consciousness, is the appropriate term for the style in which subjective experience is recorded, both in the waves and in Woolf's writing generally. 33. Throughout Mrs. Dalloway, Woolf blurs the distinction between direct and indirect speech, freely alternating her mode of narration between omniscient description, indirect interior monologue, and soliloquy. 34. Malcolm Lowry's novel Under the Volcano, 1947, resembles Ulysses, both in its concentration almost entirely within a single day of its protagonist Firmin's life, and in the range of interior monologues and stream of consciousness employed to represent the minds of the characters. 35. Samuel Beckett, a friend of James Joyce, uses interior monologue in novels like Molloy, 1951, Malone Muir, 1951, Malone Dies, and Elinomable, 1953, The Unknowable, and the short story From an Abandoned Work, 1957. 36. French writer Jean-Paul Sartre employed the technique in his Roads to Freedom trilogy of novels, most prominently in the second book The Reprieve, 1945. 37. The technique continued to be used into the 1970s in a novel such as Robert Anton Wilson / Robert Shea Collaborative Illuminatus, 1975, concerning which the 14 Times warns readers to be prepared for streams of consciousness in which not only identity but time and space no longer confine the narrative. 38. Although loosely structured as a sketch show, Monty Python produced an innovative stream of consciousness for their TV show Monty Python's Flying Circus, with the BBC stating, Terry Gilliam's unique animation style became crucial, segueing seamlessly between any two completely unrelated ideas and making the stream of consciousness work. 39. Scottish writer James Kelman's novels are known for mixing stream of consciousness narrative with Glaswegian vernacular. Examples include The Bus Conductor Heinz, 1984, A Disaffection, 1989. How Late It Was, How Late, 1994, and many of his short stories. 40. With regard to Salman Rushdie, one critic comments that A.L.L. Rushdie's novels follow an Indian/Islamic storytelling style. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. A stream of consciousness narrative told by a loquacious young Indian man. 41. Other writers who use this narrative device include Sylvia Plath in The Bell Jar, 1963, 42, The Soviet Underground. Writer Pavel Ulatin in Immortality in the Pocket, and Irvine Welsh in Trainspotting, 1993. 43. Stream of consciousness continues to appear in contemporary literature. Dave Eggers, author of A Heartbreaking Work of Staggering Genius, 2000, according to one reviewer, talks much as he writes a forceful stream of consciousness, thoughts sprouting in all directions. 44. Novelist John Banville describes Roberto Bolaño's novel Amulet, 1999, as written in a fevered stream of consciousness. 45. 21st Century, edit. The 21st century brought further exploration, including Jonathan Safran for As Everything Is Illuminated, 2002, and many of the short stories of American author Brendan Connell. 46, 47. Song lyrics, edit. Stream of consciousness technique is also used in song lyrics. 48. Songwriters such as Sun Kill Moon, 49, 50, and Courtney Barnett, 51, use it in their songs. An early example is Outkast's song A Life in the Day of Benjamin Andre, incomplete, off their 2003 album Speakerbox/The Love Below. 52. Dialogue in films, edit. Some filmmakers use the narrative technique. For example, the documentary Anonymous Club about songwriter Courtney Barnett is narrated using stream of consciousness. 53. Terrence Malick's films use it as well. 54. 2022 film You Won't Be Alone also uses it. 55. See also, edit. Free indirect speech. Free writing. Modernist literature. Psychological fiction. Soliloquy. Stream of consciousness, psychology. Persona poetry. Associationism. References, edit. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. 1JAD. Cudden, A Dictionary of Literary Terms. Harmonsworth, Penguin Books 1984, pp. 661. 2. ABE Chris Baldick, Oxford, Oxford UP, 2009, p. 212. 3. London, J. W. Parker, 1855, p. 359. 4. I. pp. 23943, quoted in Randall Stevenson, Modernist Fiction, An Introduction. Lexington, Kentucky. University of Kentucky, 1992, p. 39. 5. Novels, Life and Letters, 56, March 1948, p. 189. 6. May Sinclair, The Novels of Dorothy Richardson, The Egoist, Volume 5, Number 4, April 1908, pp. 57-58. 7-carat interior monologue. Encyclopedia Britannica. Encyclopedia Britannica Online. Encyclopedia Britannica Incorporated, 2012. Web. The 24th of September, 2012. 8-carat Joyce P. 642, Bodley Head Edition, 1960, p. 930. 9-carat J. Acudden, A Dictionary of Literary Terms. Harmondsworth, Penguin, 1984, p. 661, see also. Robert Humphrey, Stream of Consciousness in the Modern Novel, 1954. University of California Press. 1972, fn. 13, p. 127. 10-carat Bain, Robert, 1971. Introduction. In Bain, Robert, ed. 76. Bainbridge, New York, York. Mail, Print, Inc. Peaks Xiv. OCLC 403183110. Facsimile reproduction of 1823 Baltimore edition by John Neal, 2 volumes in 1. 11-carat The Telltale Heart Story by Poe. 12-carat Edgar Allan Poe Society of Baltimore The Life and Writings of Edgar Allan Poe. www.epoe.org. 13-carat The Cambridge Companion to Tolstoy, edited Donna Tussing Irwin. Cambridge University Press. 2002. 14-carat Carnum, Afruza. Silence as Literary Device in Ambrose Bierce's The Occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge. Teaching American Literature, A Journal of Theory and Practice. Spring 6.1, 2013 45-52. Print. 15-carat Randall Stevenson J. Modernist Fiction. Lexington, University of Kentucky, 1992, p. 227, fn 14. 16-carat James Wood, Ramblings. London Review of Books. Volume 22, No. 11, the 1st of June, 2000, pp. 36-7. 17-carat James Wood. Addicted to Unpredictability. The 26th of November, 1998. London Review of Books. 8. November, 2008. 18-carat Martin Humpel, Hamsun's Modernism Hamsun Centeret Hamsun Centeret. HamsunCenteret.no. Archived from the original on the 8th of February, 2018. Retrieved the 9th of October, 2017. 19-carat AB interview with Robert Ferguson in the second episode of the documentary television series Gudomelig Galskapnut Hamsun. 20-carat Abrams, M.H. 1999. A Glossary of Literary Terms. New York, Harcourt Brace. p. 299. ISBN 9780155054523. 21-carat Wolf, March, 2003, A Writer's Diary, being extracts from the Diary of Virginia Woolf. Harcourt. pp. 33, 39 40, 58, 86, 215, 301, 351. 22-carat Stream of Consciousness Literature. 23-carat Stream of Consciousness in the Modern Novel, Berkeley and Los Angeles, University of California. 1954, p. 4. 24-carat Proust. Enjoyment of Literature, New York, Simon and Schuster, p. 498. 25 Joanne Winning, 2000. The Pilgrimage of Dorothy Richardson. Univ of Wisconsin Press. ISBN 978-0-299-17034-9. 26 In a letter to the bookseller and publisher Sylvia Beach, Windows of Modernism, selected letters of Dorothy Richardson, ed. Gloria G. from Athens, Georgia, University of Georgia Press, 1995, 282. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. 27 Deeming, p749. 28 Randall Stevenson. A Reader's Guide to the 20th Century Novel in Britain. University of Kentucky Press, 1993, p41. 29 McCoy, Kathleen, and Harlan, Judith. English Literature from 1785, New York, HarperCollins, 1992. 26566. ISBN 0064671550-X. 30 William Harmon and C. Holman, A Handbook to Literature, 7th edition. Upper Saddle River, Prentice. Hall, 1996, p. 272. 31 Untitled Review, Bino Weiss, Italica, Volume 67, Number 3, Autumn, 1990, p. 395. 32 Oxford Dictionary of Literary Terms, p. 212. 33 Modernist Fiction. Lexington, University of Kentucky, 1992, p. 55, Oxford Dictionary of Literary Terms. p. 212. 34 Dowling, David, 1991. Mrs. Dalloway, Mapping Streams of Consciousness. Twain Publishers. p. 46. ISBN 978-0-8057-9414-4. 35 Randall Stevenson, pp. 89-90. 36 Karine Jamoni, From Joyce to Beckett, The Beckettian Dramatic Interior Monologue. Journal of Beckett Studies, Spring 2004, Volume 13, Issue 2. 37 Marshall, T.E. Freedom and Commitment in Jean-Paul Sartre's Les Chemins de la Liberté, Masters. Thesis, University of Canterbury. 1975 pp. 48-9. http://ia.canterbury.ac.nz/bitstream/handle/100924/859. 0/marshall_thesis.pdf, sequence equals 1. 38 The 14 Times, Issue 17, August 1976, pp. 26-27. 39 Monty Python's Flying Circus. BBC. Retrieved 24 August 2019. 40 Giles Harvey, Minds Are the Strangest Thing. The New Yorker, 20 May 2013. 41 John C. Hawley, Encyclopedia of Post-Colonial Studies, Westport, Greenwood, 2001, p. 384. 42 American Literature, Volume 65, Number 2, June 1993, p. 381. 43 Sarah Keating, Tales from the Other Side of the Track. Irish Times 3 May 2012. 44 The Agony and the Irony, Stephanie Merritt. The Observer, Sunday the 14th of May, 2000. 45-carat amulet by Roberto Bolano, John Banville. The Guardian, Saturday the 12th of September, 2009. 46-carat a 9-year-old and 9/11, Tim Adams The Observer, Sunday the 29th of May, 2005. 47-carat Brendan Connell, The Life of Polycrates and Other Stories for Antiquated Children. Chomu Press. 2010. 48-carat Vic Hof, John, 2020. Participating in a musician's stream of consciousness. Behavioral and Brain Sciences. 43, E117. Do. 10.1000/S0140525X19002759. PMID 32460912. S2 SID 2189744626. 49-carat Review, Sun Kill Moon's Common is a Stream of Consciousness Epic. Rolling Stone. 3 March. 2017. 50-carat Sun Kill Moon's new album shows us the limit of stream of consciousness. 51-carat City Lights, Down Under Indie Darling Courtney Barnett is Looking Up. 31st of January, 2022. 52-carat Oak, Ikekukvu. Adam Bradley, Book of Rhymes The Poetics of Hip Hop Kindle Edition. 53-carat Anonymous Club Review, Courtney Barnett Doc sensitively captures the loneliness of the solo singer. 14th of July, 2022. 54-carat Ultimate Guide to Terrence Malick and His Directing Techniques. 2nd of September, 2022. 55-carat You Won't Be Alone Review, Waking the Witch. 2nd of April, 2022. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF. Bibliography, edit. Con, Dorit. Transparent Minds, Narrative Modes for Presenting Consciousness in Fiction. 1978. Friedman, Melvin. Stream of Consciousness, A Study in Literary Method, 1955. Humphrey, Robert. Stream of Consciousness in the Modern Novel, 1954. Randall, Stevenson. Modernist Fiction, An Introduction. Lexington, University of Kentucky, 1992. Sachs, Oliver. In the River of Consciousness. New York Review of Books, 15th of January, 2004. Schaffer, E.S. 1984. Comparative Criticism, Volume 4. Cambridge, Cambridge University Press. p. 119. ISBN 9780521332002. Retrieved 12 January, 2011. Categories: 1850s Neologisms Style, Fiction, Narrative Techniques. Explore our developer-friendly HTML to PDF API printed using PDF Crowd HTML to PDF.